guys, we are working on practice sheet number 25. So we're going to start with integers. So we want to circle all of them. So remember, integers, unless they're trying to trick you, it should not have decimals. It should not have fractions. So get rid of those. Everything else should be an integer. Number 2, hopefully you can tell this is either add or subtract. So we use our arrows for that. Number 3, this says a business buys shoes for $80 and they mark them up $148 to sell. What is the percent markup or percent of change? So we were working on that this past week. Okay, very important. 7th graders know how to do percent of change. So since this is a percent problem, remember we normally try to change the percent to a decimal and multiply, but I have no percent. So I'm going to my BACKIT method, which is over of equals percent over 100. Okay, so remember of is our TWO, total, whole, original, and we know that is 80, right? 80 is what they bought it for. They bought it for $80, and we're marking it up 148. So most people are going to want to put that 148 on top, but that's not what we want to do. We want to make sure we find how much that price increased by. So remember, we subtract that. Okay, that will tell you the change. Okay, once you get the change, that's going to go right here. Okay, whatever you get here, that goes right here. We already know this is 80. We know this is 100. And we're looking for the percent. So I'll let y'all figure out the change, put it here. Then we know we will cross multiply to solve. Okay. Number 4. Hopefully you can tell that is a multiply problem. So we use the triangle on that. And number 5 says Tori, should say earns $16 an hour and works 40 hours a week. If 21% is taken out for taxes and medical premiums, how much is Tori's net income for the week? So remember we talked about deductions that come out. So if you earn $16 an hour and you work 40 hours a week, hopefully you know how to figure out how much money you would make, which is 40 times 16. That's going to tell you my gross pay, okay? And remember, I don't get to keep all that because I have to take out my deductions, okay? So your job is to multiply this. Once you get this, we know we have to take out 21%, so we change that percent to a decimal and multiply, okay? So we're going to take this number that we get here, and we're going to multiply it by 0.21, okay, or 21 hundredths. That is coming out of our paycheck, guys. This is like coming off of the paycheck, so we're going to subtract it out. Remember, we talked about how taxes will always work against us. We pay more when it's sales tax, or they take out more whenever we earn money. They'll take a piece of that, so we subtract, okay? Okay, I'm not going to do number 6 for you. That is a formula chart question. It gives you everything you need in the problem. Number 7. Robbie bought a new puppet that regularly costs $220. The puppet is on sale for 25% off. Robbie also has a coupon for $15. So what will be the final price? So this is one of those double discounts, right? So we always want to do, unless it tells you differently, we want to do the sale price first. And it says that, do coupon after the sale price. So hopefully we know our price is going to end up being below $220. Guys, when you're estimating, my answer should be below $220. So we change our percent off to a decimal and multiply. I'm going to let you do that. Oops. And when I multiply by 0.25, remember that's my off. What do you do with an off? You subtract. So I would subtract 220, take away your off, and whatever you get, you still have $15 more. So you subtract off $15 more to get your final price. So make sure you do all that very carefully. Okay? Number 8. This was also something we worked on this past week. Jay took out a loan for $6,000 that charged 7% simple interest. So remember, simple interest. That is what I need to find. She paid the loan off in full at the end of 3 years. How much will Jade owe in all? Okay, I circled this or underlined it for you so you would remember that this is not just an interest problem, this is a total problem. Okay, so remember simple interest, I party, right? I equals PRT. Our principal is that initial amount. So 6,000 times the rate, 7%. Remember, we label that, and we're going to write that to the side. 7%, 12.07. And then times time, and this is already in years, which is 3. Right. So we're going to multiply that. Okay, I had to pause the video, so I lost track of time, of where I was anyway. So this says, how much will Jade owe in all? So after you do all this math, in all, remember, that means we're going to find the total. How much will she pay off in total on that loan? Not just the interest, but the total. So remember, our last step is to add whatever we get to 6,000. Okay? Okay. Number 9 says, Kat bought a red wig that cost $140. If there is 7.8% tax charged on the purchase, what will be the total cost? So remember, they can ask 2 questions. They can say, what is the tax or what is the total, right? In this case, they're asking for the total. So I'm going to let you do this, but I do want to make sure we don't mess up here. Remember, 7.8%, guys, as a decimal. 1, 2. Okay? Use that. I want you to find the total. Tax first, then add, right? And number 10, we had one like this last week, except we had a different number here. So remember, this is the diameter. When we do area, you're going to find the formula, but we use the radius. Okay? Then plug the formula in. Once you do that, we have half a circle, so you have to find half of that area, so you divide by 2. Okay? So please use your formula chart. Please, please, please.